Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jesse Smith here again, and I just wanted to shoot this video strictly as an encouragement. Over the last couple days, I've had a chance to talk to quite a few people actually, and it's been overwhelming for me to see how many people out there are frustrated and just beaten down and feel like there's not much hope for their situation. And all throughout my career, as a motivational speaker, as a recording artist, businessman, I definitely understand and can relate with people that are so frustrated beyond themselves that they just don't know what to do. But one of the things that I learned really early in life that was taught to me by my grandpa was just never giving up. You just can't give up. It's not in the equation. And whether it's because of my stubborn personality or whatever the deal may be, that has been something that has stuck with me forever. I remember when I'd made a determination in my heart that I was going to become a professional dancer, and I wanted to dance in music videos, and I wanted to go on tour and doing all that kind of stuff. And I'm from Duluth, Minnesota, and there's not a whole lot of a hip-hop community out there. So I had to learn from videos because there was nobody there to really teach me the style that I wanted to learn. And I remember buying videos and just spending hours and hours copying and just making sure that I was on the hottest steps and all this kind of stuff. But I had so many people tell me, you're wasting your time. You're never going to get anywhere. You're from Duluth. No agents come up here. You're basically living a pipe dream. And but I never accepted that. And I went and I went and I auditioned. I heard about this audition. And it was down in Florida, and I went down there, and I was determined that this was what I was going to do. And it was kind of like I had in the back of my mind, like, this is my only shot. This is my last shot. If this doesn't work out, I don't know what else is going to work out. And I went down there, and I had all these people that were impressed with my abilities and all this kind of stuff. And came time for the audition, and I remember just like it was yesterday, they were announcing all the top 10 dancers from this audition, right? And they were calling out names, and I remember they were on the 8th name, and I'm like, there's 2 people left, and trust me, there was all these people around me telling me, oh, you're gonna get it, and they called the last 2 names, and I wasn't called. I remember just being broken and just frustrated, and calling my friend back home, and I said, well, I guess being a dancer just isn't in my cards. I should have just taken the advice of everybody else and realized where I'm from, there's not a lot of opportunity up there, and I just have the lower hand and blah, blah, blah. And I almost started buying into it. And I went home, and I remember I was just devastated. And, and this audition cost me money to go to. It cost me everything I had, actually. I didn't really make a whole lot of money, and so I kind of gave everything that I had to get there. And I remember coming home and feeling like, man, there's nothing left. And I remember sitting down on my bed in my room, and remembering the words of my grandpa. You just can never give up. Giving up is not an option. And I just, even though I was tired, even though I was discouraged, even though I wanted to cry because I was just so frustrated, and I wanted something different for my life. I didn't want the normal 9 to 5, and I just was so passionate about dancing, and I just wanted to do it so bad. So I made a determination. I was going to figure out how to make the money, and I called down to the audition because I knew they were going to have another one in 4 months, and they accepted my application. And I went down there, and I worked harder, and I wasn't going to let people were like, you got told no once. Why are you going to waste all your money? You could take that money and invest it in something else that would be so much better for you and blah, blah, blah. But I had a vision. I had a dream, and I wasn't going to give up on it. I wasn't going to give up on it. No matter what I heard people say, no matter what things were going in my head, even my own battles that I had to do through my own thinking, I was determined that I was going to do it. So I got the money to go, and I remember going down there, and you know, some of the judges remembered me from last time, and they kind of smirked at me, and because they knew that I had made this bold statement that, you know, I was going to make it. And I remember the judge coming to me and saying, hey, you've improved a ton, and not many people would come back after, you know, we told them no. He goes, you're going to make it far because you didn't quit. And lo and behold, I was one of the top 10 dancers, and I ended up getting scouted and moved out to LA. And the story doesn't stop there, but, you know, if you look at any successful people in life, it's not that they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They never gave up. Tony Robbins, you hear his story. He was made fun of all throughout high school. All throughout high school. He was told he was going nowhere. Look at him now. He's motivating and inspiring and teaching and coaching many people all over the globe. Take a look at Michael Jordan. He was cut from his 10th grade basketball team because he wasn't good enough. Can you imagine basketball now without Michael Jordan? Think about it. Are you the Michael Jordan of your dreams? What would people miss out on if you stopped now? You never know. You never know. Any of these powerful people in the world have been told no. I don't know if you've ever heard of David Wood. If you haven't, you need to look him up. But, you know, he went from broke, failed in so many different businesses, living in a van with his wife, and had no money. And in 3 months, he was determined, I am going to change. He had a vision. I am going to change my financial situation. I'm going to become a successful businessman. And in 3 months, he was making $30,000 a month. And that was after years of failing. But can you imagine if he would have said, yep, throwing in the towel. And now he's motivating and inspiring and helping so many people to be successful all over the internet. And there's hundreds of those stories. So I say all that to say this. No matter where you're at, no matter how many times you failed, if you've got a vision, you write it down and you read it every single day. And you determine in your heart, no matter what happens, this is what I'm going to do. You were meant for greatness. It's up to you to unlock it. I hope that this has helped you. I hope this has inspired you. But if this helps one person, it's well worth it. But I want you to know that if you determine in your heart that you're never going to give up, you are bound to succeed. This is Jesse Smith. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for joining in.